I started my design career over 40 years ago designing putters because I was always intrigued by putting, and I studied everything I could about putters and putting. But in 1990, I had been successful in putter design, and I started thinking about wedges and looking at different wedges and why they did what they did. And I was on a golf trip to Scotland with my brother in 1990, and I had just bought a new sand wedge, one of the mainstream brands, and the tight turf on the Scottish courses was just really hard to master, but the wedge was working great in the bunkers. And I was in Auchterlonie's golf shop there off the 18th hole at St. Andrews, and I saw a grinding wheel, and I had this idea. I went back to the hotel, got my wedge, and I took this and ground a bunch of the bounce off the back of the club, and then I ground this severe angle on the front, and then I had to grind a bunch on the hill. It looked terrible. It was a horrible looking thing, but it was kind of interesting. It had these two bounce angles now, but I made it so light, I packed a bunch of lead tape on the back of it to bring it back up. And the rest of the trip to Scotland, this thing worked magic on the tight turf that's off sand everywhere. So I came back home and I went to the Bargain Barrel and bought a bunch of old wedges and started grinding and welding and grinding and welding until I had this sole where I thought it was super versatile. I've tested it on a lot of different golf courses, led a lot of different golfers from tour professionals, club professionals and regular amateurs who I was really focused on, and just found this sole really worked. It was kind of an accident that I actually increased the weight on the top of the club as well. That was just, I had to have a place to put the lead tape, and that's where it went. And so we saw trajectories come down and spin rates come up. So that was really the beginning of my wedge work.